Hey everybody. Now I'm sitting in my easy chair. It's just not great. Super comfy. Anyway, this will be episode 8 now. I'm out of college. I just graduated. Wondering what to do with my life. And just returned from Los Angeles with my tail between my legs. Didn't know what to do. I didn't like the scene out there. Although I probably would have done pretty well if I kept my head on straight. There's a lot of negative influences in the music business and in Hollywood and everywhere. But I was so lucky when I was out there. I was out there just for about a month. And I happened to be walking down the street and down Hollywood Boulevard. And believe it or not, Sybil Shepherd was shooting her show Moonlighting at the time. And she pulled up right next to me on the street and she said, "Hey, you want to be in a scene?" I said, "What?" She said, "You want to be in a scene for Moonlighting?" I said, "Yeah, why not?" So she pulled up. They were shooting right there on the sidewalk. And they said, "Why don't you stand in the back? Just act like you're, just a person walking on the sidewalk." So I did that. And we did 2 takes and it was over, and she hopped back in the limousine and off she went. So that was pretty cool. The other thing I forgot to mention in the last episode is during college, I was lucky to meet Sam Kinison, the comedian, and Fred Asparagus and Carl LeBove. They were 3 comedians that were touring. And a friend of mine was a journalism major, and we were able to interview them. And then we got to watch the show, and it was top level comedy at the time. And this was before Sam Kinison broke big time. Also that summer, I believe it was that summer, or maybe maybe it was in the fall. It was either spring or fall, I can't remember. They shot the film Back to School with Rodney Dangerfield right on UW-Madison campus. And I was lucky enough there, again, I was a film student, I hung around and just watched what was going on. It was really cool. And they said, "Hey, you want to be in some scenes in the background?" I said, "Yeah, why not? Sure." And they said, "Well, we can't pay you, but we need some people in the background just while we shoot a couple scenes." So this is in the Library Mall area of the UW-Madison campus. And so I just sat in the background, hung around, and they said, "Act like you're a student just hanging around, talking to your friends and maybe reading a book or something." So I did that, and that was really cool. And they shot a bunch of scenes, and Robert Downey Jr. was there. I got to meet Robert Downey Jr. He was very cool. Super nice guy, super nice looking fellow, and he was very cocky and confident. And that was one of my highlights also from college. But anyway, now we're back after college. I wondered what to do. So at this time I decided, you know what, I want to get out of Madison, and I bolted right up to Door County. I have a love affair of Door County, Wisconsin, and I went right up there, packed my things, drove up, and I stayed, and I worked there for like six years or more. It was great. I loved working hard in the summertime, and I did write a lot of songs, and I did a lot of recordings. That allowed me to work hard in the summer, and then in the winter times I went out to Utah, and I skied out in Salt Lake City at Snowbird Ski Resort. So I was very lucky there too. I also did some recordings at Smart Studios, and I just happened to be in the studio in April of 1990 mixing my tape, and who walks in? Guess. No, you can't guess. Nirvana. 2 guys from Nirvana. I think it was Chad Channing and Kurt Cobain. And then they had a roadie with them. And all I remember is that, and this is terrible, but it's true, they stunk. They smelled like musicians that were on the road too long. And they happened to be coming into Smart Studios to record a demo. They played in Chicago, I believe, the night before, and they drove up to Madison. And I just happened to be mixing my tape for like an hour or two, 2 hours maybe. And then I was out the door, and then they did their demos for, I think they did them in a day or two, and then they hit the road again. They were on tour at the time. So that's a cool story. Anyway, I got, kind of bored with music because I preferred skiing at the time. I mean, I was skiing in just a beautiful, in fact, right up there's Snowbird, right there. That's a beautiful spot and one of my favorite runs underneath the Gad Chutes at Snowbird. It was just always beautiful. A lot of untracked powder up there. So anyway, now we're up to, let's see. I'm ski bumming and I'm playing in a great band in Salt Lake City called the Bird Dogs. And we played all of the great places, the Tram Bar and some bars downtown. And then that fell apart. And I ended up back in Wisconsin, where I'm from. So that's where we are. Come on. I want my kitty to come up. Come on. You can come up here. There you go. Good girl. Yes, you're so beautiful. Say hi to the people. Hi, everybody. There's my kitty. Isn't she pretty? Look at her smile. Yeah, okay.